Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
Much more than this, I did it my way.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Vinny Rock Podcast. I'm going to give you some of the sponsors. You guys already know. This is sponsors for the Vinny Rock Podcast. It's Temple 57. Temple 57 is a personal security company that has jobs globally, and right now currently looking for jobs for looking for individuals who are qualified to be personal security in Los Angeles, California area. If you guys are interested, please go check them out. It's temple57.com. That's TEMPLE 57.com. Let them know Vinny Rock sent you. Next, I want to talk about GMR Gold. You guys already know it's a subscription. I got the Bullion box coming every month. I'm already registered for $200 a month, so I'm excited about that. I'm putting away money. I'm putting it into a savings, into a safe into my room, and it's something that I know is there whenever I need it. It's also going to be an easy way for me not to cash it out, so I don't spend it, because money burns in my pocket like you wouldn't believe. So I just want to say, GMR Gold, you guys need to check them out. Give them a follow. Let them know Vinny Rock sent you. You guys want to check them out on Instagram. It's GMR Gold, and you guys from there, hit them up. Check out Bullion Box as well. All right. You guys know I'm near and dear to my heart is this company I started working with, is Core Medical Group. They've been doing research for blood work for veterans coming back from overseas from the combat stress, have low testosterone. These guys are doing the blood tests out there and giving them an opportunity to get their levels back to normal. So if you guys remember, we had a podcast just before with Sydney. He talked all about it. If you guys have any questions, go check out that podcast again. And if you want, just go directly to them. It's Core Medical Group. You can check them out online, or you can go to their Instagram at Core MEDHRT. Check them out. Let them know Vinny Rock sent you. Last but not least, my man, Willie Peach Chocolates. Willie Peach Chocolates, this guy, he makes the chocolates from his own house. He works on this on his own time. He actually just went full-time, 100% focused on Willie Peach Chocolate. We're also working on a salsa together that should be coming out here soon. But check him out. You can go to his website at williepeachchocolates.com, or you can go to his Instagram at Willie Peach Chocolate Co. All right, guys, don't forget, let them know that Vinny Rock sent you. You guys already know my other sponsorships. I own Lead Singers Whiskey. That's going good. We're super pumped about that. You guys have questions, hit up the Instagram. We can answer anything you have. You guys know Warfighter Tobacco is always out there. My favorite right now, if you're asking me what my favorite cigar is for the holidays, I'm going to say your Victory Blend. And if you cannot afford a Victory Blend, that's perfectly fine. The 762 Garrison is my personal favorite. So if you guys are looking to get someone a nice gift for the holidays, a bottle of whiskey and some cigars, never hurt nobody. Check that out. Also, beard.com. That's BEARD.com. That is the creators and the founders of Throwbacks Barber Company here in Salt Lake City. So you guys, no more further waiting. Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Vinny Rock Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Eli Cuervas.
I think that's how you say it.
That's exactly how you say it. If you didn't know, I am Latino.
Me too?
I am Latino.
Latino.
Just so you know, if you weren't sure, I am Latino.
I'm 100% positive now. We filmed the entire show, but now I just learned you're Mexican.
Did you know that I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, full Latino?
Say it again.
My name is Vincent
Vargas. Rolled off.
That's always been an issue with me.
What's the middle name?
I don't have one.
What?
My mom thought they cost more.
That's Latino right there. That's Mexican.
That's the rumor. I swear to you. I think my mom thought it was more expensive to have a middle name. She goes, "Oh, we're good with the first and last. We're good with that." Is it per letter? Is that what they're charging these days? Because we're good.
Yeah. Vincent.
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting heavy right now.
It's already getting expensive.
How expensive it's costing me now?
I don't know if that's true. My mom's probably going to kill me.
I hope
that's
what
I heard.
True. 100% I hope that's true.
Ah, man. So here we are. Episode 2. We're the day after. Yeah, it's like a hangover, but a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's
drink
like.
water.
Drink water. Beat the heat, drill sergeant. Beat the heat.
Taking me face out. Yeah, you don't.
Sorry about that. Man, what an episode. There's a big topic in there that I'm going to save for last because it's the one that hits home the most.
For you.
Yeah, for me. For me.
Yeah, not me.
Maybe in the future. Maybe you'll learn from my mistakes.
I will. By not having.
Oh my goodness. Either way, wow, this episode was a fun one, man. This was I tell you what, the Revolutionary War canon, Revolutionary War era canon. Right? Was an awesome build. Probably the most stressful the most stress I've felt since doing this, because of the fact what could have gone wrong and how close we were to it as we fired it.
That was probably the most sketch thing. We'll get to that. It is.
Yeah.
It is such a crazy concept. Like, it's like, oh, it's a suppressor, and you think suppressor like tiny.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Tiny little guy.
Right.
This one weighed like 90 or 100 pounds. Like,
that's what people didn't realize. It took two of us to put it on there.
Yeah.
And like it was heavy. So we're talking about the Revolutionary War field cannon. You know, the idea came because my son, they're talking about the Revolutionary War and they're talking history, and that kind of brought the idea to my head and helping them with their homework. A lot of information I didn't know, you know, and so I was like, man, that'd be kind of cool to do a new take on that. Like, how can we make a Revolutionary War field cannon
suppressed?
Suppressed. Sounds cool, right? You know, there's some.
Just in case you need a suppressed
Just
cannon.
in case you need to sneak up on the enemy. Unless you're throwing a surprise party. You know what I mean? America's here, bitches.
Attack.
Oh, my goodness. The producers are looking at me saying no. Either way, so you guys know what a suppressor's for. The suppressor comes from the same guy who created the muffler. Essentially, it's just a way to, I guess, deaden the noise.
Yeah, make it quieter.
And so the guys explained to me the science behind, and it's really cool seeing it as big as it was, because you really start to understand what goes on when you're making a small silencer, what they make for pistols or what they make for rifles. But no, we're making one for an artillery, pretty much an artillery weapon almost, right? The cannon. And this thing, seriously, I think what did it weigh? Was it in the 50s?
90 pounds. That
90 pounds.
suppressor weighed 90-something pounds.
You know, sometimes I don't realize if that's 50 or 90, because, you know, I've been lifting.
Yeah, I had to weigh it.
Yeah.
I just like picked it up one hand, screwed it on. You guys like do it again. It has to look heavy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let other people do it.
Eli, can you lift it a little slower so it looks heavy, please?
Just let someone else do it. I'm not going to struggle with this.
That's weird. You want me to dumb down myself. Interesting. Either way, super scary. You guys understand, like, what we created was this giant muffler, right? Silencer for this cannon. And the fear was that at any point, this round doesn't come out correctly true. If it's not true, if it's not straight, it can hit a baffle. And if it has a baffled strike, we don't know what can happen after that, right? Like, if it goes left, if it goes right, if the casing that we created had the integrity to be able to hold that kind of pressure, would it go out the sides? You know, and who's staying on the sides of it is me and Eli and the rest of the team. So there's a huge fear in that. And I don't know, it all sounds like smart on paper. You know what I mean? I'll say, like, yeah, this is doable. But then when you're actually there and you're doing it, you're sitting there like...
Lighting it. It was... Bro, we were both like...
I was like, is this worth it? You know what I mean? Like, was this worth it? I don't know, man. So there's a lot of fear there, but to see it work, you know, was... one, refreshing. It was like, oh God, I'm alive. Two, it's cool to just see hard work actually pay off. And these guys, their brains and their knowledge that they bring to the table helped us create that, but not even that. Helped us blow up a bunch of cars.
A lot of cars.
Which was super cool. And I don't know, something about that, like, it's that the climax to everything we do has to be a huge explosion. And when you get that, it's like, man, how fun is this? Like, how fun is it to be able to sit there?
We get paid to do this.
Well, we don't get paid if we keep selling.
We're making money doing this, but we get
We're
paid.
spending a lot doing it too.
Yeah.
No, but we're trying to make that the lifestyle, and so far we've been able to make that.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully it continues.
It's really hard to aim one, by the way.
Yeah.
We kind of Kentucky windage that. You realize it's like, oh yeah, these didn't have sight pictures.
Yeah,
and then you're
it
like,
was spitball aim. It was spitball aim. You're just pointing.
think it's going to hit the pile of cars?
Yeah.
Light it. Let's go.
See what happens.
God.
Man, that was super cool. No, I mean, that was exciting. It's exciting to see, you know, a crazy idea like that actually happen. You start building a lot more confidence in the team and knowing, like, I don't know what there is that we can't do.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of stuff we probably can't do just because it would either cost too much or we'd have to find new tools, you know, and purchase new things for fabricating. But all in all, we were able to create something that it was just an idea, man, and be able to put it together. And, you know, with the two geniuses we have back there with McCafferty and Zach, and then with Mike Davis making sure that we stay alive, it worked out.
And the quick turnaround, because we're still knocking this stuff out like really quickly.
Yeah,
It's
because
still, like,
on top of that, what we were doing was the 1919.
Yep.
Dude, and that was cool. The history behind that is cool. I always love hearing these guys bring in these weapons and talk about the history they come from their family, like the lineage. Like, that's something you don't want to mess with, right? That's something you appreciate and you would love to see. Like, how can I continue on this lineage and make it more fruitful, right? Like, oh, I can make this weapon work for you. It hasn't worked in how many years? Well, let's see what we can do. You know, some of that stuff is not very major, and sometimes it is. But whatever it is, when it's done, to see them happy about it and be able to now share this hopefully with their kids and continue on the generations, like, man, it's something about that. You know, like, not everyone's a collector of guns or whatever the case, right? But whether it's a gun, whether it's coins, whether it's baseball cards, you know what I mean? Anything you're able to continue on with the lineage of your family, it's a cool story and it's a cool part of history. And us to be able to be a part of people's lives and doing that, I mean, it's rewarding of its own.
Feels good.
It feels good. It feels good.
With the problem with that one was the firing pin. It was an easy fix, but then on top of that was when we ran into the problem with the headspace and timing.
Yes.
And we were looking at it, I was like, wait a second. This is the one I actually was like, I think I can fix this. And Zach, I think they did something, walked away, and I was like, I should say spacing timing. I think
wasn't it chewing up? It was chewing up casings or something like that. I remember you were telling me.
No, this one was just it was 2 clicks too far.
Basic headspace.
Yeah, and I reset everything and then went back and pow 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 pow. That was like one of the times Zach was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's like an M2." I was like, once I figured that out, it was easy selling. And we had it running.
That's it, man. Like, sometimes it's something super simple that
We know because military.
Basic experiences of using all these damn tools. What are some of the weapons you used in the military?
M4,
Yeah.
Mark 19, M2, M14.
M14.
Yeah, we got those.
That's when you're doing precision shooting, kind of. What do they call that?
SDM or
Yeah.
like
What do they call that? What's the SDM stand for again?
squad designated.
Squad
markers.
designated marksman. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
And then they had the 50 cal, and then I shot the Beretta like one time, I think, in my entire military career.
Yeah,
And
you
you're like,
guys will notice, like, military guys, well, at least Army doesn't use the pistol as much as people want to believe you do. Right, especially during this war. I don't know very many who. It's never a primary. I'll say, well,
Officers
it is
have
a
it,
primary for officers, isn't it? I don't know. I wasn't an officer. All I know is it's normally for us as infantry guys. You're usually your light infantry. We carried an M4 as our primary. We didn't really have a secondary.
you have a saw on your squad.
Yeah, your squad would usually have a saw, which is also
2 squads or 2 saws, and then
a Mark 46 is also what it's called in the special operations.
Yep.
What we had is a different variant of that. It's a modified version with a light barrel.
yep.
A saw in some platoons is considered a crew served weapons, which means a crew. It's multiple different people tasking from changing barrels to changing the ammo and whatnot. And it goes the same with the 240 Bravo team, a big gun team. 240 Bravo is a 7.62 round. It's a bigger round. It could have pack a bigger punch, obviously, but it's not something that could be carried by one man. It's usually, again, it's a crew served weapon. Usually, one other man or 2 other men carrying the weapon, carrying the barrels, the tripod as well as the ammo. Yeah. A lot of different experience, and then sometimes that experience that we have in the military is something that's needed on the team, which is super cool. That we actually can bring something to the table other than our good looks.
I know.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Yeah, I just want to be more than that.
I want to be more than a face.
Chris is gonna be like, "Shut up, you're an idiot."
Dude, it's crazy when you think about it. Like the M9. A lot of like my friends that never served or anything, they're like, "You didn't have a pistol? What happens if you ran out of ammo?" It's like, then I am.
If I ran it,
If me and my team, and I'm pulling an M9 out at that point,
Yeah.
we are.
I'd have better accuracy throwing that thing back in the military. Like I've shot it more now in my life. Obviously, I mean, in the border patrol, I failed a weapons qual because I was going to be an instructor, and I was so nervous because I'm like, man, it was a whole different weapon. No excuses. I didn't shoot very well, right? And I was hoping I just did enough that day to make it. You know what I mean? And I didn't. And then they had the extra test, and I was like, and I did it again. You know what I mean? Actually, my second test, and I was like, already like, all right, if you fail, you're going home. Kind of embarrassing being an Army Ranger, failing this weapons qual, right? This pistol qual. And as I go to change the magazine, it flies out of my hand, and I was like, there goes my life. There goes my life. All right, I failed. So I ended up going to this place and had this nice, awesome sandwich, and I just ate that cried away my sorrows. my stress eating again prevails. And I flew home, and they were like, what happened? I was like, oh, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I failed.
Decided when I got there, I don't want to do this.
I'm not a fan of the pistol instructing. Oh, embarrassing days. No, man, you don't shoot it very often. So when I first got in the military, I fired a Gustav. A Gustav is a 34 millimeter recoilless rifle. It is essentially a reloadable rocket launcher.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still working on the FFLs to be able to create something like that. to have the licenses to actually create something like that, it's well above what I have right now. So,
Cost some money.
but it was a cool weapon. It was a weapon that really, it saved a lot of lives because of its ability to just be intimidating as well as effective, And so that was a cool one. I got to fire when I first got there. Then I went to a weapons team. Then I went to a line team. From the line team, I went from saw gunner eventually to a team leader. And I pretty much went that way. And then, started doing some breaching courses and learning all that stuff. And so with my experience, it still doesn't help what I'm doing now. I got out of the middle like, so what have you done? And what can you do? I can lead. It's probably the best of my abilities.
Yeah.
I can lead people.
Your first interview, you're like...
My first interview, you know what it was? So tell me, your definition of leadership. I was like, it's to motivate an individual to complete the mission. Like it was I used the textbook military definition because I just got done with the course. And man, if I wish I remembered it right now, but it's so funny. The guy's just like, what? It's the perfect answer. Yeah. You're hired. We need more people like you. I was like, I got blacked out of this. That's how you debate, dude. Like,
you wake up.
oh, man. Dude, tell me about this magic.
The magic trick? I dabble in some...
Where did that start? Because, you probably don't know this, but I love magic. And I tried to do magic as a kid. I never got good at it. I've even tried recently, like within the past probably 2 years, I bought all kinds of... I spent a bunch of money in all the cards, and it didn't work out again. Like I was like, this is the one that defeats me.
This is it. It is... I've done weird stuff. I know how to yo-yo.
You do. I actually was telling my kids. I was like, yeah, well, you guys can't yo-yo better than Eli. We had a battle. They were acting like they were really good.
Just watch Eli. He's really good at it. Dumb stuff. And then Freddie Wong, Mr. Rocket Jump, he's so good at magic, like insane at magic tricks. And I was like, man. And he started showing me basic ones with cards, sleight of hand. And I'm nowhere near as good as him, but I'm catching on.
Let me ask you this. Is there such thing as magic?
Is there real magic?
Yes. You can't answer that? A magician can't answer that, can he?
No, I think he can say no.
Right.
I don't think there's real. I think it's all sleight of hand.
There's stuff these days that confuse me.
Like what?
Levitation.
Well, they don't do it in...
I've seen people do it in the street, and it throws me off every time. I'm like, wait, come on, stop.
Is it the side of the... Do they...
I don't know.
I'll have to show you after this.
Yeah.
Unless they're like 80 feet off the ground, then I have no way to do that. That's called Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just walk away or a demon.
Oh, goodness. But no, your card tricks are cool, man. And when you do them on Instagram, I always die. I'm like, man, these are cool. Because even the ones on Instagram could easily be, your camera magic is stuff that you do either way, but they're always impressive. One of my favorite things you ever did was on social media was you pulled a cup and it ended up knocking you out. Or no, yeah. Like, I'm like, how did you do that, man? In itself, that's digital magic.
Yeah, that one's digital. So you have visual effect magic and then you have real magic. And then for me, it's always trying to find a good... like in between where people I'm either doing it or I'm not. And then people are like,
Yeah, didn't you do the phone drop one?
the phone.
It dropped, and then it like came back up or something like that. You did a phone trip.
Oh, that was just reversing it where it came back up and I was naked
Yes.
to the.
Well, we wasn't completely naked.
It was blurred out.
It was entertained.
Yeah.
I was entertained.
I was happy with that one.
Are you not entertained?
I was proud of that
Bro, I
video.
was like... Chris was like, what are you doing? I was like, Eli, just impressed me. It's better than any meme I've ever seen out there. Oh, my goodness, dude. You know, you guys saw most of the issues, probably almost all the issues on this episode, but you understand what's going on. Like, with the way you watch it on TV, you don't get the full feeling of everything we have going on in the office that day or that week. From, we had the 1919, which is always a project, you know what I mean? And the reasons why we care so much about the project. But then you have all the issues we had with creating and fabricating this Revolutionary War cannon. So originally we were going to try and get the steel for the casing. We were going to actually try and do aluminum is what it was, right? And then aluminum we had a test and they say they wasn't going to be able to hold the
That's
pressures.
for the baffles. We tried aluminum
Yes.
first. And
Yes,
like
that's what it was. The baffles, we tried to do aluminum first, and then they even said, like, dude, that won't even hold the pressures of what we're trying to do here. We had to fabricate our own cannon because we couldn't find, right? We were trying to get...
It was going to cost too much to buy a cannon.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's find some steel. Let's make this happen. Let's fabricate our own.
Which is tough, man, because you're putting the trust in obviously understanding the pressures of what each metal can handle. And that's where it gets scary for us. I do trust the team always, but at the same time, like, there's always that, man, are we missing something? Is there something we're not missing? Are we, I guess, it's pretty much how my thought process is dealing with that and knowing, like, man, are we going to make the right decision here? Or do we just throw this whole project out? Like, that's always in my head. That's always in my head. Like, do we just fail? And part of me is okay with failing, but the other part of me is I'm super competitive with myself. Like, nah, I trust that we can do it. We can do it. So we put these hard timelines on ourselves because you guys don't realize we have other projects that are packing and stacking behind us. All these other projects that are coming that we still have to get out the door. Like, you're seeing
Everything.
the important things, but you're not seeing the business itself continue to daily bring in projects and have to continue to make stuff happen. So on top of all the things we had, I mean, the bafflings came back too big.
Yep.
We had to bring it back down to size because one number was off on the paperwork. That
Blueprints. It was too big.
And that's what happens in machining, right? Like, sometimes you have a little too much, a little too little, a little too little, little too little. Little too lotto.
I dropped
We'll just
out.
go with that one. But
A little too lotto.
But, these little mistakes that happen, and so you have to find a way to adapt and overcome. And I think that's actually probably a big thing. What we do at Banditos is adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
But there's some things that are not easy to adapt and overcome with. Family. I'm dealing with my family this whole time I'm done trying to do the business. And if you guys knew me or know me, a big part of my life is focusing on my family and trying to be relevant in their lives. I need to be there for them now because I wasn't so much in the past due to work, due to military, due to deployments and everything else. And so with that on my mind all the time, I'm always involved. And in doing that recently, you guys saw my daughter wearing makeup. What an uncomfortable time it is.
I can't even put my shoes into that spot because I'm like,
Eli has a son.
yeah, I have a kid,
That's
like
his son.
my son, and he's
one
nowhere
day-
near makeup age.
No, but one day,
I think I still 10 more years before he
is so
tries that
funny.
stuff on, so
No, but,
I should be good.
You'll be there one day, but it'll be probably 10 years after I've been there several times. And that's the hardest part.
And this is your first one too.
Yeah, this is my oldest daughter. She's starting to wear makeup, but she's not just wearing makeup. She's wearing makeup to the point where, like, we've controlled it.
It's regulation.
Right? Like we've found a middle ground that's fair for both ends, right? Both parties. I, as the father, have to let go. I have to start. Let it go. At one point you have to just trust that you've made you've raised her right, and you've put all your efforts in showing her what it is to be a good person in life, and how to have self-respect, and what to expect in life,
And how bad boys are.
and how bad us men are. You know what I mean?
And don't trust them.
Don't trust any of them.
And they have cooties. I mean, you have to really instill that stuff at a young age.
It's tough, man. And so yeah. So I deal with that. And it's never easy. I'll tell you what, I'm still not used to it. I can't say I've completely accepted it, but I also want to be understanding and like I said, communication is huge for us, man. And being able to sit there and talk to her and find this,
middle ground.
comfortable middle ground is important for us, and I think it's important for all relationships to have that conversation. And trust me, there's more coming, dude. There's more conversations because boys are starting to
Take interest.
yes.
First comes makeup, then comes dating.
And some of these kids are bigger than me, bro. And I'm like, what are they feeding you, dude? Like, what? 13. You've got a full beard.
How many times have you failed?
Yeah, like, you have prison tattoos. You're 15. I'm not judging. I get it, but still.
Don't date my daughter.
That's why she wrestles. Oh my goodness. Well, that's it, man. I feel like we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, man. It was a fun one. It was some good stuff in there. We had fun. No matter what we do, we have fun at Banditos. We like to push ourselves. We like to really push the envelope and see how big, how fast, how far we can go as a company. That's the challenge, but that's the excitement and the entertainment behind what we do.
Yeah, grab people's attention and have fun with it.
Have fun with it, man. You guys out there, we appreciate you guys following us. We appreciate you guys checking us out. Here's some links below that you guys can go follow and check this out on other social media platforms. I'm your host, Vincent Rocco Vargas, and this is Eli Cuevas. We're out. Bam.
I did it.